So here we are, right on the edge of Oulton Broad. It's gorgeous. Nicholas Everitt Park has a fascinating history, closely tied to the development of Oulton Broad and the local boating community. The park is named after Nicholas Everitt, a well-known local solicitor, writer and yachtsman who lived at Broad House overlooking Oulton Broad in the late 1800s through to the early 1900s. He was heavily involved with sailing and local community life and became a respected figure around the Broads. After Everitt died in 1928, his friend, local businessman Howard Hollingsworth, purchased Broad House and the surrounding grounds. Hollingsworth then gifted much of the land to the people of Lowestoft and Oulton Broad as a public park in memory of his friend. The land was formally dedicated to remain public space forever and became known as the Nicholas Everitt Park. Today, the park is considered one of the best known green spaces in the area and also acts as a gateway to the Southern Broads, with direct access to waterside walks and routes such as the Angles Way. This is Mutford Lock, built in 1828 to connect Oulton Broad and the River Waveney with Lake Lothing and the port of Lowestoft. It's one of the gateways between the Norfolk Broads and the North Sea. Now, Mutford Lock is unusual because of its bi-directional design. It actually has gates that are in opposing directions at both ends of the lock. Now, this is in order for those gates to cope with the rising tides from both sides and also the water pressure. Now, each gate weighs approximately 7 tonnes in weight. The lock itself just makes a fascinating bit of Victorian engineering, and it remains vital to boating on the Broads today. Heading away from Oulton Broad, we followed the Angles Way towards Lake Lothing. It was a really interesting walk. It took us past old boatyards, restoration projects, and reminders of the area's rich maritime history. Now, hidden away beside Lake Lothing, we stumbled across MTB 102, a real piece of naval history. Currently under restoration in this unassuming shed, MTB 102 is no ordinary boat. She was built in 1937 and she's the last surviving British motor torpedo boat from the Second World War, and she even played a role in the Dunkirk evacuations. Now, back in her heyday, she could reach speeds of around about 40 knots, and that made her one of the fastest naval vessels of the time. Now, as we followed the footpath through Oulton Broad and along the Waterside, it was completely unexpected to come across something with such incredible history, just sitting there quietly beside the lake. It was definitely one of those hidden gems, one that you only discover when you actually take the time to slow down and explore. Just hear the rigging rattling.
I just wanna go out and walk with you. Baby, you know I just like to talk with you. You don't have to tell me anything that's new. I just wanna go out and walk with you. I just wanna see your shadow next to mine, sailing over pavement with our two outlines. I like to see the shape you're in from time to time. I just wanna see your shadow next to mine. I just wanna see the same things you can see, understand the meaning on a new degree. Maybe that could happen when you're next to me. I just wanna see the same things you can see.
We're now walking alongside Lake Lothing, a saltwater lake linking Oulton Broad to the North Sea and the port of Lowestoft. For years, this area was the heart of Lowestoft's fishing, shipbuilding and maritime industries, and you can still see plenty of that history along the waterfront today. It's a really interesting part of the Angles Way, with old boats, working industry and restoration projects all mixed together along the route. Definitely a different side to the Broads, and one well worth exploring on foot.
Baby, you know I just like to talk with you. I just wanna go out and walk with you. Baby, you know I just like to talk.
Next boat we come across is barge number 9, an old working barge built in 1920, and she's been currently brought back to life by a team of volunteers who have plans to turn her into a floating cafe, event space and heritage attraction. Lying here is the old Southern Belle, and it's the old passenger trip boat from Oulton Broad. Now, she was built in 1925 and she spent decades carrying holidaymakers around the Broads and was a familiar sight out on the water.
I think she's actually got water coming out of her, I think.
Yeah.
She's never a good sign.
Such an interesting walk. Now, she continued running trips into the early 2010s before she was taken out of service in 2013. Now the Southern Belle is now over 100 years old and she's resting here quietly by the lake. There have been hopes over the years to restore her, and as you can see now she's in need of major work again after previous restoration attempts. Again, another fascinating piece of Broad's history. I do hope you've enjoyed the walk with us today. We may have only covered a short distance, but it was so interesting. And the section around Oulton Broad and Lake Lothing of the Angles Way, it just is a fascinating mix of the maritime history along with the peaceful riverside scenery. Now the Angles Way is a long distance walking trail and it stretches for around about 93 miles from Great Yarmouth through to Thetford. It follows the River Waveney and it follows much of the Suffolk and Norfolk border. The route was officially opened in 1989 and it follows ancient drove roads, riverside paths and quiet country tracks. Interestingly, the name comes from the Angles tribe who settled in East Anglia after crossing northern Europe. Along the route, you'll pass through marshes, windmills, old railway lines, boatyards and plenty of wildlife habitats. I do hope you've enjoyed this video today. We certainly enjoyed our walk. Thank you for joining us, and please do like and subscribe to be notified of our next video. Just thought we'd end with some photographs of the day. See you soon. Goodbye.
Running through the crowd on a busy street, need to find some air in the summer heat. So how about the music, like a whisper from the sea, and a little slow dancing with me. You say you wanna get back on your feet, give you what you need. So how about the music, like a whisper from the sea, and a little slow dancing with me. Time to get back again, life in the fastest lane. Everyone needs to come back around. Slow down at any length. We all have to stay tall. Running through the crowd on a busy street, need to find some air in the summer heat. So how about the music, like a whisper from the sea, and a little slow dancing with me. Slow dancing with me.